Hello guys, how are you? Excuse me for my voice. I'm recovering from a cold, but I wanted so much to come in here to talk to you about a theme that is a continuation, from other videos. I want to continue talking about, not intrusive thoughts, because that I think we kind of can understand a little bit the origin of it. But I would like to reframe a little more on self-esteem or low self-esteem. And to also bring in here different methods or different ways that we can work, to help our self-esteem to get higher, right? I believe that we kind of know how self-esteem is formed. Remember that is formed in our first interactions in childhood. Likewise, our attachments are formed also in these first interactions. Our sense of worth, sense of self-concept, self-value, sense of safety is all formed in this first context in our childhood, in the first system, I like to say. Now, when talking about self-esteem, if we were to really pay attention and understand, self-esteem is built by other people validating us, other people telling us who we are and our value, our worth in this world, or our worth in that community. And it's very conditional, it's conditioning us, us to have a value based on how we look, what we do, the choices that we make in life, the choices that the things that we do, in life, or how we are based on behavior that can very much influence our concept and our self-identity, on how we conceptualize self-esteem. Now, that is very unfair to have this dynamic, is still deliberately going for us as adults, as thoughtful adults, as adults that can utilize the conscious conscious mind and the awarenesses, So it's very important for us to try to investigate, what is within me, in my mind, that, or within my dynamic, my experiences, that has predetermined or preset who am I in this who am I in life, in this dynamic. So when we are able to localize and to identify who we are, if you notice, will be very much based on what people told us, or society, religion, or dogmas or paradigms based on these entities or these systems, right? For us to convey that, we need to stop to look for validation outside. Now, our validation needs to be within. We need to form our own core beliefs based on our inner dynamic. We need to build and modify, rewire our mind and our concepts, do it again. It's almost we will clean up and try to do it again based on modifying our self-talk, modifying behaviors that we before learned as that's a behavior I need to do to receive validation from other people, and actually put ourselves in the face of fear of not being accepted and not being validated and not being the good girl, the good boy, or not being passive to all these irrational or distortions that we build about our self-worth. It's very important that we build and we generate our own self-concept, because that will lead us to like ourselves, to love ourselves, and to be a better person. When we are reliable, when we are safe enough to be the one telling oneself who we are, that gives us way more possibility of build examples out there that are more genuine, more original and more authentic of ourselves. And is more honest, is more sincere. And when we connect with another person, we can really connect. We don't have that liquid relationship, superficial, because we don't know who we are. When we do know who we are, we don't have a desperate need, to connect. We don't have a desperate attachment. We don't have a disorganized, ambivalent, all the insecure attachments, avoidant, anxious, that we build throughout of our lives because we don't feel safe within oneself. First, we need to be very compassionate that we unfortunately cannot make that choice for us because we are only childs, right? We are, in that environment, in that system is a predeterminant, is not the determinant. If we continue engaging in this kind of behavior or this kind of self-talk, then we are actually determining our destiny in not liking oneself, in not feeling worthy of things. So it's very important to put attention on that and to be the best reinforcers, the best agents of dialogue, with inner dialogue in our lives. It's very important to use self-talk, to also build a list of appreciations and build a list of things that I did that I feel so proud of myself every day, and or you can just build thoughts about it, being kind and being realistic is not about positive toxic psychology, nor even about negativeness, but it's being factual and realistic about who you are. And we are constantly in progress, unless we forget about it. But we have constantly an opportunity to progress, not for being perfect. Perfection is the biggest failure that we can find to actually engage in our most intrinsic human nature. Perfection lead us to failure constantly because nothing is enough for perfection. So we put us in that looping of not enough, not enough, not enough. And if we have learned that in childhood, that's an awful reinforcer to make us believe that we can never be loved or even never receive loved. I have a lot of cases of clients that I notice that people are out there to give them love, but they build that distance because they don't feel lovable, which is very sad. So we do need to be the agent of our lives and the validator and the ones that will be there 24/7 to check and to identify if we are engaged in maladaptive behaviors or maladaptive beliefs based on situations that we had before, experiences. It's almost we are just become a pirate and just repeating what people told us about ourselves without having a consciousness. Let's build consciousness and awarenesses of who you really are or who you wanted to become. Okay, long video, sorry about that, sorry about my voice, but I was very interested in bringing this here to you today. Take care.